Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm here with Corrine Welsh, who was originally from Bexley in Kent, England, and we're going to ask her some questions. How old were you when you moved to the United States?
I was 5.
Why did you move here?
My father had a couple job opportunities, and we had an option of moving to Australia, New Zealand, or the USA.
And you wound up here.
They picked the USA.
And how was it that you got here? Was there a process involved in coming here?
Yes, we had to be sponsored. My mother had a best friend that lived here. She went to school with her, and their family sponsored our family. So we were allowed to come in to the country, get our green cards, and we've stayed here ever since.
And when you were here, and obviously you were very young when you were here, did you ever feel stereotyped in any way?
When I was young, I started school here, and I had, of course, the British accent. And yes, I went to school, and the kids teased me. They decided that they wanted me to say different words, so they would gang up on me. And at the time, I was devastated because I didn't want to be different. I remember trying to speak American, and so I would exaggerate my words, and my mother would absolutely have a fit because she couldn't understand me.
Oh.
And she would always tell me I'm not speaking right.
Do you feel because of that you lost your accent maybe a little faster than...
I did. My sister, who was a couple years younger than I was, she kept her accent a lot longer, but she wasn't school age either. And she didn't get teased like I did.
Right. A little different for her.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel then, because of that, or any other reason, that you had any communication barriers?
No, I didn't. I got along with everybody pretty well after that. A lot of my friends from when I first started school here have stayed my friends all through, high school. So in college, and they're still in the area, so it never went away.
Awesome. Was it difficult for you to adjust in any way with the standard of living?
No. My father had a very good job, so when we moved here, we moved into a brand new house. It was just the same as when we were back in England.
Do you feel in any way that your ethnicity has been beneficial or detrimental?
No.
Doesn't matter.
Because it doesn't. No, it's been the same, I think, as everybody else in the U.S. I'm not any different than anybody else, so I don't stand out.
Right. Not too far off.
No.
What do you miss most about England?
I miss my family. My grandparents were all back there. My cousins were all back there. That was the hardest thing, was moving away from family. I had my sister and my parents, and what happened was my parents got together with a bunch of other English, and so that was our family at Christmas, and when we couldn't get back to England, we kind of made our own family.
That's wonderful, though. At least you had that, since being so far away and not being able to see them all the time. Did you ever get to go back and forth?
We went back every couple years through the whole summer. So we were back 3 months out of the year. We switched off. My grandparents would come on following years, the alternative years. So we didn't really miss too much. We would stay all summer long, get together with our cousins, and it was like a big family gathering all 3 months. Yeah.
And when was the last time that you were, how long has it been since you've been to England?
The last time I went back was 2004. It was my grandmother's 100th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So
Impressive.
Yeah.
And how much have things changed since you left the country?
A lot. A lot of things have grown. You know, a lot of building. Cell phones weren't popular back then. A lot of stuff we grew up in, or my grandparents, they were kind of in our older neighborhood, so their houses were smaller, you know, blocked off. There was fireplaces in every room. When we started to go back, a lot of the younger generation, cousins, and their houses were more modernized. So that was the biggest difference. They actually had washers and dryers instead of wringers and, you know, throw your clothes on the line type thing.
Right, big difference.
Big difference. Yeah, going back. The country's so old anyway that it's kind of neat in the city, London. There's really, really old, and then there's really, really new right next door. So you can see modern and old. Yeah.
Right next to each other.
Right next to each other. Yeah.
Do you think that women are treated any differently here versus in England? Is there really much of a difference there?
No, I think my generation, my grandparents, my mother, didn't work. They, you know, stayed home, raised their children. But it's all different now. And I'm sure most women work and drive. They didn't even drive back then. You know, most of the men drove, but their transportation was different. They have conveniences, you know, buses, trains to get around. But everything's changed now, and I'm sure most of the women work and most of the women drive, and
Pretty much similar all across the
very
board.
similar to here.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing all that with us. It's been a wonderful learning experience.